it's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Thursday Night Stamp Therapy. It is Thursday, June 26, 2025, and I'm so happy you're here. It has been such a busy day and a celebration here in our house. We have birthdays. We have summer birthdays. It feels like every 2 weeks in the summer, starting in late May and then mid-June and then late June and then mid-July. It just is like constant cake over here, and they just so happen to keep falling on Thursdays. So thank you so much for your patience. I know we're starting a little bit later than normal tonight, but we were celebrating my husband Jim tonight. It's his birthday, and we had all the kids together for dinner and cake, and they're all fishing. And now I'm scrambling to to get my projects finished up because I just feel like running all day. But I'm so happy you're joining me, and I am using the new Turtly Awesome bundle today, the Turtle Suite. This is in the annual catalog, and this is going to be the suite and the designer paper I am featuring for our June bonus project kit. So if you order $40 or more from me in June, before tax and shipping and after your customer reward or any other discount, you're going to get this project kit from me for free. And my original intention was to have ready and show you card ideas that use these layouts that I'm going to do tonight, and do something other than turtles with the same paper. And honestly, I just didn't get that done. So I will make up alternative cards and I'll share them later on. So you'll have to let me know, are you a fan of the turtles? Tell me what you think about them. I think they're cute. And Claire was just in here and she was like, how can people not like these turtles? They're so adorable. The Turtly Cute Sweet collection is available here on pages 48, 49, 50, 51. Lots of different ideas that will show you how to use all this paper. Now, Mom and I recently featured the Turtle Suite in a Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie episode like a week or two ago, and I made this adorable card. In this one, I really featured the stamps and the dies a lot. Today, I'm focusing on the designer paper, and so the cards I'm going to make tonight, I'm just cutting out images from the paper and using some of the sentiments and a few images from the stamp set. But this class tonight will really focus on the designer paper, whereas we have some really fun stamp images in this set. And so I think if you love the turtles, you need the whole thing. The stamp set is a photopolymer set with 3 different turtles and lots of different accessory images, including a balloon, a party hat, a cake, a flower, an ice cream cone, 2 cute little birds, the microphone and music notes, and 4 different sentiments. The dies that coordinate cut out many of these images, and 2 of the turtles, oh, they're hugging. 2 of the turtles, it cuts out the little arms so they can kind of hold on to things, as I showed in this project where he's holding onto the ice cream cone. So so much fun. I know you guys are not a fan. But you know what? I think the fun thing about getting designer paper is that you don't have to have the coordinating stamps. You can create some fun cards, you know, and just make a few. And the great thing about this kit is that you'll have just like a little taste of the paper. So my project kits include 3 pre-cut cards and then a sampling of designer paper. So here's the paper. Now this is normally a 12 by 12 designer paper, and I'll be sending you 4 by 6 inch pieces. So just like a little sample to kind of play around with. Make a few cards and, you know, send them to somebody who likes turtles, or, you know, somebody who will appreciate their whimsy. And then if you don't like it, you don't have to use it anymore. You don't have to get any more. They have lots of different images to die cut, and then some other images here. Now this one is part of a larger one, and you can kind of see here how they have like little vignettes, little scenes. And I was just saying, I wish that they had showed or divvied up this paper a little bit more, because these are 4x6 pieces, but the way they did the paper, you can kind of see it here. There's like 4x6, 4x6, but they're right in the middle. And then there's like 1 inch and 3 inch. And if they had just put the 1 inch and the 3 inch pieces together, I could have cut them into really beautiful 4x6 pieces, and someone could have gotten those scenes, but they're just hodgepodge and cut. So we're going to use the other side, the dots, today, because it's such a fun, bright pattern. The colors in this suite include Poppy Parade, Crushed Curry, Granny Apple Green, Garden Green, Shaded Spruce, and Pool Party, which is actually really interesting because I was looking at the package. Those are the colors listed here: Pool Party, Poppy Parade, but the colors on the package, they do have them listed here. They have Balmy Blue instead of Pool Party, and they have Cherry Cobbler instead of Poppy Parade. And so just make yourself a little note. If you use these packaging to keep track of your colors, it is Poppy Parade. And it is Pool Party that is a better match there. So those are the colors listed in the catalog here. And those are the colors I used tonight. Some of the colors I used tonight. The other elements in this suite are this awesome ribbon. It's a double-sided soft seafoam and shaded spruce ribbon. It's really pretty, really soft. I don't always use a lot of ribbon, and so for me, this ribbon just felt very heavy for the designer paper and the cards that I've made, but I think it's a gorgeous ribbon. Honestly, I think it's really pretty for Christmas. Then we have some hexagons, and these come in like blues and greens, and you get small and large ones. And then the Turtle Textures, that's a fun thing to say, Turtle Textures embossing folder has sort of that geometric turtle kind of design, but I think it could just be any kind of geometric design. And so when I do my alternative projects later without the turtles, hopefully you'll see how it can work for so many other things. So happy to see all of you guys joining today. I see a lot of you saying, not a fan, not a fan. But as always, I hope that the projects that I share tonight will inspire you. And maybe you don't love the turtles, but I hope that you will try these project ideas using the things that you do have at home. Now, I have to tell you, because we have just a couple days left, the suite sale is happening right now in June. Buy one, get one 50% off all suite products and suite collections. So if you want to get ribbon or gems, or an embossing folder that's part of a suite, you can mix and match different suites and mix and match different types of product. Buy one, get one 50% off, and it's always going to be the lowest price item. As you're adding items to your shopping cart, it's going to constantly readjust the total and bring those lowest items down to the 50% off discount. Okay, so project kits. I feel so like so spazzy tonight, just so flustered. Is that the right word? I just feel so bugged out. I don't know. I think there's just so much going on that I just feel so busy. The project kits. So these are kits that you can get for free when you order $40 or more from my online store, but you can also subscribe to get these kits if you are a team member. It's a special team member perk to get these kits for the incredibly crazy low price of $5 a kit. It's kind of a subscription thing. So if you're a team member and you're not subscribed already, reach out and let me know, and we can get that figured out. I can send you an invoice. And the other way to get the kits is to get them the following month. So just today I posted last month's kit, which was the Florals in Bloom. And so if you just want to buy the kit, that is an option. So this is the kit, the latest one that's available. This was from last month, Florals in Bloom. And so that kit is available right now at juliedavison.com/kits. So check that out there. And I've got all the kits. I still have extras from last year. and all of the kits so far from this year. So check that out there, all my past kits. If you just want to get like a, you know, a random past kit, or if you like this kit and you want to get it, it'll be up there next month. I also have the May 2025 special edition back pocket card layouts. If you've been watching my channel, you know that one of the perks of getting the kits is that there's a brand new back pocket card layout. And if you don't know what a back pocket card layout is, you are ready. You are in for a treat. The back pocket card layouts, this is all of them that I have ever released. They are postcard size, and there is a picture or a template of a card with some suggested measurements, and then on the back side some full color photos of different samples. And so if you're looking for some inspiration, if you're not sure, you know, what you want to do, you can kind of flip through and you can be inspired. And so I love these back pocket card layouts. This is another perk of being on my team. Everybody gets the back pocket card layouts for free. If you're on my team, then you're getting them every quarter in the mail. And so I have the 2025, I did 5 special cards that were inspired by the new annual catalog. And so that's available on the same page as the past kit. So all of that, juliedavison.com/kits. I think I covered everything. Discombobulated, Catherine. That's how I feel tonight. Discombobulated. I just feel like I'm under these hot lights here, and I just like, I'm hot. Plus it's just been hot, you know, like we keep saying, oh, stamping, it's perfect stamping weather because it's so hot. But it can be hot inside too when you're stamping, especially when you're under the gun. Let's make some cards. I'm really excited, and I can't decide between 2 cards, I guess, to be our back pocket card layout. I'm kind of leaning towards this first one because it's a little bit different than other cards that we've done. So this is a fun card. I don't remember where I saw it for the first time. I feel like maybe it was like a Stampin' Up post or something. It's kind of fun. We're going to take the embossed cardstock, and I did this on crushed curry with the embossing folder. We're going to cut this, and you get to be a little creative here because you're going to choose the angle at which you cut it. There is no wrong way or right way. So I'm just going to kind of angle it in there and cut. And you're going to cut it in half at an angle, and then we're going to put it on the card with a strip of designer paper underneath. And so you're going to see that paper on both ends and in the middle. So let's cut our designer paper. The polka dot side, this is going to be 1 1/4 by 6 inches. And the only other designer paper that we have on this card is going to be our fussy cut turtle. Now, some of the turtles in the designer paper, some of them are do coordinate with the dies, like this one here coordinates with the die, but a lot of them, especially the ones that are kind of like dressed up and stuff, these guys do not necessarily coordinate with the die. You're going to have to fussy cut that. So the ones that do coordinate are the one holding the balloon, the one dancing, and there is one, he may not be on my paper, there's one laying down. And he also coordinates. Well, for this card, I love these bright summer colors. And so we're going to cut out this guy. He's ready to go swimming at the beach or at the pool. So let me ask you, while we're stamping tonight, do you prefer going to the pool or going to the beach? They're very different, aren't they? The pool is clean, and it, you know, there's diving boards, and sometimes if you, like our local pool has a little lazy river, whereas going to the beach, it's definitely, you know, more natural water that maybe is not so clean, but I do love a good sandy beach. And I'm looking forward to, we always in the summer go to Lake Michigan, and our favorite spot is in St. Joseph, Michigan, because my parents used to live there, and that's where Jim proposed, was right on the, he actually proposed on the lighthouse, like a pier. But right at the beach. If you're familiar with the St. Joseph, Michigan area, it was at Tuscarnia Park, right where the lighthouse is, of course. And the beach there is sandy, and so we always take the kids every year and go back and have like a beach day. And I just love it there. It's just so peaceful. Oh, I'm seeing a very, very Midwestern word, yes. Bonnie prefers the beach. Sherry, the pool. Mesa says the beach. Lori, too. Catherine says it depends on who she's with. Absolutely. It absolutely depends. I feel like, you know, when the kids were younger, we went to the pool a lot. I don't remember the last time that we went to a pool. Of course, when we were on vacation in Florida, we did go swimming in the resort pool. But normally, I think I don't swim much. I don't go swimming much. All right, we got our little guy cut out, and like I said, we don't have a lot of stamping to do tonight. It's mostly going to be the words. Now I would love like a summary kind of word to go here, and so feel free absolutely to, you know, mix and match whatever sentiments you have at home. I just think this one would be such a fun one, like wish you were here, like let's go swimming or something. But I'm going to use this sweet friend for the outside of this one, and I'm going to stamp in Poppy Parade because it is the red color, and to sort of bring that color out some more. I always like to use colors like more than once. So we've got the red card base, we'll use the red words, and I sort of feel like we should do something on the inside, you know, since we have like this summer sort of theme going on. And of course you can use any of the turtles when you're making your card. So if you want to do like one of the instrument turtles or something, I think I'm going to use an instrument turtle on another card. But if you don't like any of the summer ones, you don't have to. You can kind of use whatever you like. But anyway, we have a little ice cream cone to go with our summer theme. So I am just going to do like a little border of ice cream. And you can just write a fun little hello message to your friend. Okay, so this is going to go on the inside. Always like to have that white layer. Do you guys always put a white layer on your cards inside? I always find, especially with a darker cardstock, that just having a layer like that to write on just makes it a lot easier. And sometimes I don't, but I try to always include that white layer. Okay, our cardstock pieces that are embossed are going to go onto the card using Stampin' Dimensionals. Jaylene says, in the pool, there are no critters to eat you unless you have a pool at home and there's a frog stuck in the filter. But I guess the frog's not going to eat you, is it? I think if you have a pool at home, you know there are lots of critters sometimes that get caught up in there. I'm going to, I want to make sure I'm keeping my angle. I'm keeping the Stampin' Dimensionals away from, I don't want to go right up against that cut line because we need to slide our designer paper in. So you'll see in just a minute, you just want to kind of give that a little space. I'm going to put each one on separately and kind of center it from the sides and the bottom or the top. And then same thing with the other side. Oh, I already have the dimensional off that one. I'm thinking about Lake Michigan, and I don't think there are any critters in Lake Michigan that are going to eat me. That's not true, of course, I'm sure. If you're in the ocean, maybe there are some creatures that might come after you, but not in Lake Michigan. All right, so we have our elevated area here, and this is just going to slide right in and just kind of highlight that cut piece. This card reminds me a bit of the card that I made at the Stampin' Up! On stage event. We had an after hours class, and there was a card idea where I think the sample actually had, so I'm just lining that up with the diagonal, and then I'll take my designer or my scissors and cut the designer paper off the edge. Sorry, I get sidetracked with my thoughts. I think I actually have the After Hours book here. Grab it. This was so much fun. So the Onstage After Hours class, there were some two different bundles you could get. One of them was the flowers, the Impressions of Bloom, and the other one was the turtles. And so they had some scrapbook pages, and they had some cards for us to make. And this was the card. I didn't really like it. And so I made some changes. And here's my card. I kind of like went to the bonus ideas here. There are a lot of scrapbook pages. That's so cute. Okay, so here they embossed those pieces instead of just like and cut it apart, instead of this one where they just had like strips, I think. Or no, maybe I guess they did cut it apart there, but I liked this one. It was a little bit different and it embossed those pieces. Well, we didn't have the embossing folder at the Onstage event, so I just took cardstock and created the same card. So this was sort of, again, like a freehand cut. It wasn't measured, and so this kind of reminded me of what we're doing here. Except, you know, I added paper there and embossed those pieces, and I only cut it once. Here's the other card I made on stage. We had the in color cardstock. So this was Secret Sea and Cloud Cover, and then we had the in color gems, which are so pretty. Okay, back to our card. I've got my pool party circle, and I'm going to add a couple Stampin' Dimensionals in the crack here, in the fault line, I guess. And then I'm going to put that circle over to the one side, and then I'm also going to put dimensionals here. I always talk about how I have a rule of like no more than 2 layers of dimensionals, and so I've got the one layer here, and then since this is flat against that layer, I've got a second layer with our cute little guy. Isn't he adorable? Now, like I said, I didn't get my extra samples done, but for this card, I hope you can see the vision of how you could easily switch out the turtle and do a cupcake or, you know, some other kind of element instead of the turtle. It would be really, really easy to just switch that out and change the turtle to something else. I do think this geometric pattern is not necessarily turtle. I feel like you could use that for lots of different things. So hopefully you feel inspired by this card. Now, I don't include embellishments in the kits anymore. I used to include some embellishments, but Stampin' Up! Changed the way they were doing rewards, and instead of host rewards with the host code, they now are rewarding you directly when you order $20 or more. And so I used to use the host code rewards to get the embellishments and honestly to pay for a lot of the pieces of the kit, and so now I don't have that those host rewards to do that with, so I don't include embellishments anymore in the kits. But I know you and you're just like me. You have lots of embellishments at home. So whether you have the hexagons or something different, I'm trying to think which color I used here. I think I used the really light ones. Whether you have the hexagons or something different, I know that you've got some embellishments that you can use to dress up your card a little bit more. Hi Cheryl, we are late actually. We're an hour later than normal tonight because we're celebrating a birthday at home. So thanks for being so patient. What do you guys think about this first card? Isn't it so cute? I'm gonna show you some other samples as we move along because we've got some really cute cards. And oh, I forgot about that. Okay, I'm gonna show you that in a minute. What else do I want to show you? How about, oh, there's some really fun ones. Here is, here's one. This is actually an alternative sample of one of the botanical texture cards that we made. This was the back pocket card layout for that. And I fussy cut some of the paper and used a bit of the cardstock to make the frame. And then this is another one. I made this one for the Peoria event, the shoebox swap. I keep talking about that, but it was so much fun. I really had a good time at that. And this was the card that I designed for that with the drummer. It's so cute. All right, so let's keep going and work on our next card. I was starting to say, I think that this one is going to be the back pocket card layout just because it is a little bit different and kind of fun. But I also really love the layout for the next card. I just feel like maybe it's a little similar to cards that we've done before. You'll have to let me know what you think. For this card, I am using a garden green card base, and I have embossed again with Pool Party. When I was thinking about you guys not loving the turtles and wanting to perhaps come up with some alternative cards, I wanted to really stick with some of the patterns that were a little bit more neutral. And so I was really drawn to these stripes. And in the stripes, we see Pool Party and Granny Apple Green, some shaded spruce in there. Gosh, almost some blues as well. Like I almost see like a pretty peacock or secret sea, but just a nice blue and green stripes. And the Pool Party goes really nicely with that and with the garden green cardstock. And so here's another one where you can just substitute out the turtle and do something else so easily. So let's get our paper trimmer out and cut our piece. We are going to cut the stripe designer paper, and let me see. I think that's 1.5 inches. And oh, that's interesting. My sample, the stripes are going the other way, which I actually prefer. But I need 1.5 by 5.5, and so there's no other option except for the stripes to go this way. That's okay. Whichever way your stripes go, it'll be just fine. And that's the only piece of designer paper that we're going to use, except we want to cut out a little turtle. So I am going to do this turtle who is really just relaxing and having a great time on their turtle vacation. We are getting ready to take a little vacation. We are going up to Wisconsin for a week. We leave on Sunday. So part of my frazzle is that I'm trying to get things ready for our trip and trying to do all the things that I need to do. Of course, the packing and the making sure everybody has a swimsuit that fits, and but then also all the things for my business, getting ready to have videos ready for you guys next week while I'm gone. And we have a new product launch coming next week with the online exclusives starting on July 1st. So I just feel like I got all kinds of ducks in a row, and I want to get it all done so that I can look exactly like this turtle, maybe minus the sunburn, the rest of the week. Next week, this is going to be me chilling with my sunglasses and maybe a fruity little drink and just, yeah, totally relaxing. Okay, so we have that, and let's get this out of the way. This card has an inside piece, and I want to stamp this turtle. He's so cute. This is one of the images from the stamp set, and he's on his back. And that's the other thing. I just want to relax. I just want to, lay around, enjoy the lake view. So we've got a little house. We're renting a house on Airbnb on a lake in Wisconsin. Jenny was asking me, where in Wisconsin? We're staying near Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. Do you know where that is? Anybody near there? I am looking, I'm trying to follow the comments. I'm not sure what's happening. I'm glad you figured out where we were, Cheryl. Now, the sentiment on this one says, it's okay to take it slow. And the slow, of course, is a pun for the turtle. But I think it's perfect for our little vacationing turtle. It's okay to take it slow. And again, if you have a different image you want to use here, like if you don't like this turtle image, you can totally do something else. Or you could substitute the turtle for flowers or hot air balloons, or I mean, like anything, whatever you have at home. So don't lock in on the turtles. If you don't like them, it's okay. Here is the inside, and then for the front, we're gonna do a strip of designer paper on the side. I'm leaving about a ½ inch of space here from the edge, and I always like to do that just to kind of give that, I say that, and on the next piece, I'm going to go all the way to the edge. I was going to say, I like to give it some breathing room, but our next piece is going to go on the opposite edge of the card. And so it overlaps the designer paper a little bit. So that beautiful texture. I love that. And then this piece, the white, is 2 by 3. We're going to put this on a little bit here on this strip, 1 1/4 by 3½ inch of garden green. And this is going to go on with Stampin' Dimensionals. Cheryl says, her daughter says it's not okay to hate on the turtles. I know, right? My daughter says the same thing. She just doesn't understand it, but I do get it. Many of you think just the neck of the turtle just looks funny. Like I've heard someone say it looks like a thumb. Like the I don't want to say these things because then you're not going to be able to unsee them, but you know, like the neck of the turtle just looks funny, and it looks like a thumb just sticking up. But I don't know, I just think he's really cute, and I especially love all the turtles in the paper that you can cut out. I made a Father's Day card for Jim with the grill guy. Oh my gosh, you can see him here in the corner. He's got a little apron on, the chef's hat. It was so adorable. I hear everybody coming back from fishing. I'm going to put Stampin' Dimensionals on the turtle and add that to the card. I liked this turtle especially because it has that blue towel on, and so it kind of just ties in the colors very nicely here with the designer paper, the stripes. So let's add our gems. We're going to add some, I think, the darker color gems here. Although when you're making yours, you can use whatever gems you have at home, whether it's the hexagons or not. And of course, the hexagons, if you want to get them, even if you don't get the rest of the suite, it is part of the suite sale. So you can buy one, get one 50% off. So you can pick out some embellishments that are part of a suite and add to your collection. So here's our card. It's okay to take it slow. Card number 2. Yay, I'm so glad you like this layout. Susan says that the turtle looks like a big thumb or a big toe. Yeah, I know, but he's cute. It's a cute big toe. It's a cute big thumb. So here's our 2 cards so far. I think what I love about this suite is that it's just so colorful and so much fun. You know, I cut out some images earlier, and for this card, I actually had a couple alternatives. I thought this one would look really cute, and it kind of goes good with the it's okay to take it slow. It reminds me of the card that Mom made during our Sunday stamping video, which was this one. She used crushed curry with shaded spruce, and she used some of the ribbon to make the little road. Isn't that cute? I love the little banner up here that says it's okay to take it slow. And I have to show you, oh my gosh, I got this amazing gift from Suzanne Weidel. Oh, I hope I'm saying your last name right, Suzanne. Thank you so very much. I got this awesome little envelope of all these little die cut turtles. She said she has a brother scan and cut, and so she cut out a bunch of turtles for me. How fun! These are so cute. So if you have something like that, you can cut them out. Although I do think sometimes the scan and cut cuts all the things when they're holding stuff. Sometimes I think it tries to cut those out too. But gosh, so cute. All these little turtles. So thank you so much, Suzanne, for thinking of me. That was so sweet of you. And I just think it's so much fun to just have the turtles ready to go, you know, like if you're sitting, you know, watching TV, or if you're in the car, not driving, but if you're the passenger, you can just sit and cut your pieces out, and then you'll have them ready for when you want to make some cards. So Suzanne, thank you so very much. That just was such a fun surprise to get that in the mail. Let me see, I've got a couple more cards to show you. Oh, I loved this one. I'm going to do 2 more, and then we'll do our last card, and I have a few more samples. This is a swap card from Barb Price, and she used one of those little wobblers on the back of this turtle. So cute. Like, he was just made to wiggle and wobble. I love that so much. And then this card was actually inspired by the cover of the catalog. This was one of the back pocket card layouts for the special edition ones. And there is the inspiration card right there on the cover of the catalog. So I just changed this up. I used an embossing folder instead of the designer paper. And then of course, the turtle, and I did a little blending behind him just to kind of highlight that. I love this. There's a that die cuts the birds from the designer paper. And so all those pieces are cut from the paper. So cute. I just love that. That's one of my favorite cards with the turtles. All right, I'm so excited about our last card. Now this is one that I was fussing a lot with before I came on, and that was why I needed just a few extra minutes to get my measurements just right. This card was inspired by another one that I shared, and I shared this, I don't know, a couple months ago in a video. Terry Biggs had made a card with designer paper that inspired me, and it's a little, like, it flips. And I just realized that's cut out. That's interesting. Well, anyway, I wanted to make a card like this, but I don't give you guys enough designer paper to make the whole thing out of designer paper. And so I wanted to figure out a card like this based off of cardstock. And so that is what I did. So our last card is going to be a fun little flip card. And we are using a piece of white cardstock, basic white cardstock, instead of designer paper for the little flip element. And this is 4 inches by 11 inches, scored at 1 inch, 4 1/4, and 7 1/8 inch. Now, you don't really need that first 1 inch score line because it's not actually going to fold, but I just found that it was helpful to kind of separate the different pieces of the card. So for this card, we are going to fold. Let's get our bone folder and fold. And then fold again. So it's kind of a Z fold, and you can do this one of 2 ways. Like this sample card, the inspiration, you could have it be coming down from the bottom and be a vertical card, but I'm going to do a horizontal card and have it come out to the side like that. So it kind of like snaps or slides into place. I don't know if this was just the way I cut it or the way I folded it. I'm just gonna kind of try to get that lined up a little better. Okay. I have done a garden green embossed piece here. And this is, I don't know, 3 by 3 3/4. And then we have a circle and a Poppy Parade piece and a piece for the sentiment, and then the card base, I chose garden green. So for the designer paper, we've got some different options here. On the sample card that I did, and I'll do it that way, I wanted to use one of these guys playing an instrument, and so I really liked the yellow music notes to go with that. If you want to use one of a different image, like for example, if you want to use a birthday image from this side, then you could use this side instead of the music notes. Does that make sense? So you could easily substitute, but I'm going to do the music guy and the music notes, and you have leftover pieces of your cardstock, so you can use other little turtles, or you can choose different backgrounds for your other pieces. Okay, so for our music notes, let's get that cut. We are going to first cut a piece that is, I have my cheat sheet. Okay, we're gonna do a piece that's 2 5/8 inch, 2 5/8, so a 1/2 inch, and then an 1/8 of an inch past that, 5/8, and then 3 3/4. Okay, so this one is 2 5/8 by 3 3/4, and then we're going to do another piece that is, no, 2 more pieces that are 3/4 of an inch. So 1, 2, 3/4 of an inch by 3 3/4. Just cut a little bit off there. And so we have got leftover for another card. Okay, on our card, we are going to adhere the garden green cardstock. Melissa is asking about, are those layouts included in your back pockets? I'm not sure which specific ones you're referring to, Melissa. In the card kit, there will be one back pocket card layout, which I think is going to be for that first card. So there'll be the layout, and there'll be colored pictures, one of this one and a second card design that I have yet to make. But there will only be one back pocket card layout included in this kit. However, one of the ones I was sharing with you before, sorry, I should talk about what I'm doing. I'm putting the 3/4 inch strips on the ends and the bigger piece in the center here. And then we're going to do a little stamping here. This card layout is included as one of the 5 card layouts in the May 2025 special edition back pocket card layout pouch. So there are 5 different cards included in that one, and this is one of those layouts and one of the sample cards that are printed on the back. But that might be the only turtle one on those 5 cards. The 5 cards for the May one are this one, that one, that one, that one, that one. So there's 5 different card layouts, 10 different card samples, and the turtle is one of those 5. Okay, for our stamping, on the inside, this is going to be a birthday card because I love that sentiment in there. It says, hope your birthday is turtly awesome. Yes, the kids are laughing on the couch because they agree with me. Puns are fun. Thumbs up. All right, so we are going to stamp hope your birthday is turtly awesome. I want to make sure I've got room above it because I want to also stamp some music notes, and I'm going to do that in the yellow to go with, so cute, to go with the music notes and the paper. Okay, I also have a hooray for the front, and I'm going to do this in the Poppy Parade. This is a 1-inch strip, and let's add some music notes to the side there as well. Like I said, I'm not doing a lot of stamping on the cards today. These cards are definitely more focused on the designer paper, but you could easily stamp and color any of these images and use them to create your cards if you don't want to do the designer paper. All right, let's take a quick vote. Do we want the banjo or the what is the what is that? The that's not a xylophone. What is what is the piano accordion? Accordion. Just the accordion, but it's got a piano in the end. Yeah, the accordion has a piano. Okay. Accordion. Yep, everybody in the chat agrees. Thank you, Melissa, Tony, Janice, Susan, and Thomas from the couch. Okay, we're gonna cut him out. I think he's got a lot more red, and so the red kind of ties in. So I like this guy. My other sample I'll show you. I had the drummer guy. He wasn't cut off on the paper that I was using, and so I used him. So your card might use different turtles because when I cut the 4x6 pieces, like everybody gets a different corner of the paper, and so you might not have exactly the same turtles that I have, and that's okay. Just pick a different turtle, and or don't pick a turtle at all and create a card using another image. Like I said, I think you could easily substitute like flowers or I don't know, anything. Well, I'm trying to think of what other stamps that we have. And of course, if you're just making these cards at home, you can use different designer paper as well. And you can make a Christmas card. That would be really cute. All right, so we've got our little accordion guy. I love him. And we're going to do the hooray kind of back there. I want to add a little more color in here. And so I forgot, I wanted to cut a little strip of the polka dots. So we're going to get the polka dots back out. Oh, Tony used to play the accordion. I love it. That is so fun. Did you used to play like as part of a group or as part of a band? I think I want to do a 1/2-inch piece here. Yeah, that looks right. And then I just hand cut angles here, and this is going to go across the Poppy Parade cardstock. Isn't this one so cute? It's so cute. All of them are so cute. I just love these turtles. All right, we're gonna do this strip of paper across the Poppy Parade. This is like 1 1/4 by 3 1/2 or so. Part of the card kit includes the a PDF with printed instructions, a list of all the measurements and instructions. You also, as part of my kit, when you order from me, get a bonus tutorial with more ideas using the same suite. So you'll be like triple inspired by all the things. It's really cool. I love being able to offer that for you. I work with a group of demonstrators, and we each do a tutorial every month, and then we add it to the file and share it with our customers when they order. So so much fun, and I get to share it with my team too. So I always try to share everything with my team. If you're on my team, you just get all kinds of perks, all kinds of fun things. So I'm just layering those together. I used a regular stamp and seal adhesive to add the designer paper to the cardstock to the card. You got to be careful not to have any adhesive that's hanging over. Yeah, so it doesn't glue your card closed. And then we're going to add, I'm just going to kind of add this like kind of at an angle. I just wanted it to be, you know, like a fun little banner. Now, if you like the look of it, I was thinking you could fussy cut around the hooray so that it's not so chunky and blocky. I don't necessarily care for that look, so I'm just gonna keep mine as a rectangle banner, and I'm just gonna kind of tuck it back there. Hooray. Okay, now to put our little flip out piece on the card base, this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to use some tear and tape. And the only place that is getting tear and tape is the back of that little 1-inch section. And remember I said, like, you don't necessarily need to do that score line, but I found it helpful just to know where to put the adhesive and know where to center the designer paper. So then this is going to center on the card. And then you can take it and flip it out into one long accordion card because he's playing the accordion. Oh, I cracked myself up. Okay, let's add some gems to our accordion card. For this one, I'm going to do the light green gems. And there's not a lot of places for me to add these. This card is definitely getting busy. Let's do one more down here. So there's the blinged out card. Hooray! Hope your birthday is turtly awesome. Here's the other version. I had a drummer, and so I angled the hooray to go kind of in the direction that he was facing. And I just changed my gems a little bit. Isn't that fun? I love this fold. I'm so glad it turned out well. And so none of that is like adhered together. It's just kind of loose, but it does stay down pretty flat. The only thing I guess I would worry about, well, I think someone would figure it out that you pull there. You could add a little tab if you wanted to, but I think it's pretty obvious that there's something to open there. So I don't think you necessarily need it, do you? Oh, your son did the drums too. I love that, Tony. So you got a whole band. All right, so here's the 3 cards that we made tonight. These are all 3 part of the Turtly Awesome card kit for June. If you order $40 or more in my online store, and you're gonna have some extra designer paper to keep playing and make more cards with the turtles that you love so much. Or use the B-sides for whatever you'd like. I hope that you feel inspired by the cards I shared today. Oh, I have more. I forgot. I almost forgot. Hang on. I have a couple more cards. Just a couple more to share with you. I'll share this one again too. Let me scoot those to the side. But first, you're going to tell me which one's your favorite. 1, 2, 3. This is not necessarily the order that we made them in, but I would love for you to tell me your favorite. I really love the way these cards turned out, and I just love these turtles. I just think they're so cute. So tell me your favorite. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to scoot these aside while you're voting and show you some more cards. So this is the one I showed at the beginning. I used Daffodil Delight. In hindsight, I wish I had changed to the darker crushed curry color that goes with it. But this is such a fun card. I'm going to link up to this one in the video description for you because this was a Sunday stamping video and has a little fun little gift card pocket. My favorite part of this is the little birds. I stamped one without a head and then stamped the hat over it. It was such a fun one. So if you want to see more of the stamp set in action, be sure to check out the Sunday stamping video that I'll link in the video description for you. And then I have this card. This was a swap card from Celine Kempton. I love this simple layout. She used soft sea foam and then 3 strips of designer paper, 1 by 3 and 1.5 by 3, and then just the little fussy cut guy from the paper. So maybe with your leftover pieces, you can make a card like this one. That would be easy to do. Here's one where I used the little scene, and I did the I think the kids are leaving. Are you leaving? Bye. I did this one with a little scene from the designer paper and the embossing folder and the little sweet friend there. And then this was another Sunday stamping video. This was a slider card. And this one, I added the turtle paper, but we were focused on the arches and that Arched Wishes stamp set. So that was the focal point of this video. But I'll link up to this one as well. You pull up and it kind of has that like easeled, I don't remember what I called this card. A pull-up easel card or pop-up easel. Maybe that was a pop-up easel card. So I'll link up to this video too as well if you're looking for the instructions on how to make this one. But gosh, I've just had so much fun with the turtles, and I hope that you will enjoy this kit, and I hope that you you will give the turtles a shot. I'm looking at your favorites, and they're kind of mixed. I see Lori says 3 and Susan says 1 and 2. Christine likes 3. Jaylene 1. Cheryl's 2. Mesa says 2. Jennifer's 1. Heather says 3. I know they're all so cute. How can you pick, right? Well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed tonight's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you are enjoying these monthly free classes featuring the different designer paper, I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future card classes online and all of my videos, Sunday stamping, and the great big card swap. We've got so much fun. Next week on Thursday, I'm going to be gone, but I'm going to pre-record a video for you sharing some card samples and ideas using some new products that are coming out next week for the July online exclusive. So be sure to come back next week or watch the replay if you're busy for the holiday. I know it's like the day before. No, the day before the day before. I don't know. I'm not sure when the 4th is. I think the 4th is on Friday. And so, yeah, it'll be the day before the 4th. Anyway, be sure to tune in. I'll have that video for you. Have a fabulous weekend, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye, everybody.